Throughout history, we've seen brilliant minds give birth to inventions that revolutionized the world. But not all these inventions saw the light of day. Some were lost to time, either forgotten or erased by the forces of nature, war, or simply the limitations of their era. These lost inventions remind us of the ingenuity of the past and the untapped potential that could have shaped our world in completely different ways. Join us as we uncover some of the most genius inventions that history left behind. 10. The Antikythera Mechanism. Discovered in a shipwreck off the coast of Antikythera, Greece, the Antikythera Mechanism is often referred to as the world's first analog computer. Dating back to around 100 BCE, this device was used to predict astronomical positions and eclipses. Its gears and intricate design are remarkably sophisticated, leading many to believe that it was used by the ancient Greeks for astronomical calculations. However, the mechanism's complexity baffled historians and scientists for centuries until modern technology allowed researchers to fully analyze its design. Some believe that had it not been lost, the Antikythera mechanism could have led to advancements in mechanical technology centuries before its time, potentially changing the course of science and technology. 9. Damascus steel. Damascus steel was a type of steel used to make blades that were incredibly sharp, tough, and resistant to shattering, especially famous for its use in ancient Middle Eastern swords. The secret to its unique properties lay in the process of forge welding iron, which was lost for centuries. The technique involves smelting iron with carbon-rich material and then forging it with heat to create a distinctive patterned surface. Damascus steel swords were highly coveted for their unparalleled durability and sharpness. However, after the fall of the Crusader kingdoms and a decline in trade, the process of making this remarkable steel was lost. Despite modern attempts to recreate it, the exact process remains a mystery, and many of the original blades are considered priceless historical artifacts. 8. Heron's steam engine. Long before the Industrial Revolution, a man named Hero of Alexandria invented the world's first known steam-powered device, the Aeolipile, which is often considered a precursor to the steam engine. Created in the 1st century AD, it used steam pressure to rotate a sphere. The machine was capable of spinning, but it was never developed for practical use. Heron's work was largely forgotten until the 17th century, when the Industrial Revolution came into full swing. Had Hero's inventions been built upon, it's possible that the steam-powered technology we take for granted today could have been advanced much earlier, perhaps even kicking off an industrial revolution millennia before it actually happened. 7. The Baghdad Battery. In the 1930s, archaeologists unearthed a mysterious object in modern-day Iraq, which came to be known as the Baghdad Battery. The device, which dates back to about 200 BC, appears to be an ancient form of battery capable of producing a small electrical charge. The object is a clay jar with a copper cylinder inside and an iron rod, suggesting it was capable of producing electricity when filled with an acidic liquid like vinegar. The purpose of this device remains a mystery, but some scholars speculate that it could have been used for electroplating or other forms of ancient technology. If this form of energy storage had been properly understood and applied, it could have led to advances in electricity centuries before the modern era. 6. The Roman concrete. The Romans were pioneers in construction, and one of their most remarkable achievements was the development of Roman concrete. This material, known for its durability and longevity, was used to build aqueducts, harbors, and iconic structures like the Pantheon and the Colosseum. What set Roman concrete apart was its mixture of volcanic ash, lime, and seawater, which helped it resist cracking over time. However, after the fall of the Roman Empire, the formula for Roman concrete was lost, and its secrets were never passed down. Modern engineers are still studying Roman concrete, as its longevity and eco-friendly components might hold the key to creating more sustainable construction materials today. 5. The Greek fire. One of the most feared weapons in medieval warfare, Greek fire was an incendiary weapon used by the Byzantine Empire. The exact composition of this liquid fire remains a mystery to this day. It was said to be capable of burning even on water, making it especially lethal when deployed in naval battles. Greek fire was used by the Byzantines to defend their empire against invaders and to gain the upper hand in numerous conflicts. Despite its effectiveness, the recipe for Greek fire was lost over time, and the weapon was no longer used after the fall of the Byzantine Empire. The disappearance of Greek fire marked the end of one of the most devastating weapons of its time. The Great Library of Alexandria, founded in the 3rd century BCE, was one of the largest and most significant libraries of the ancient world. It housed hundreds of thousands of scrolls and manuscripts that contained knowledge from all corners of the ancient world. The library became the symbol of human intellectual achievement, attracting scholars and philosophers from across the ancient Mediterranean. Unfortunately, the library's collection was destroyed in several incidents, the most famous being the destruction of Alexandria by the Romans. The loss of the library meant the destruction of untold knowledge, including ancient texts that could have advanced science, medicine, and philosophy centuries ahead of their time. If the knowledge within the Great Library had been preserved, the course of history could have been significantly altered. 3. The Clock of Strasbourg. The Strasbourg clock, built in the early 14th century, was an incredibly advanced mechanical clock that was said to feature astronomical functions and automated figures. Created by the renowned inventor Jacques of Strasbourg, the clock was a marvel of its time, capable of displaying both the time and the position of the stars in the sky. Unfortunately, much of the knowledge used to construct the clock was lost in the centuries that followed, and the clock's mechanisms were not replicated. The rediscovery and understanding of medieval mechanical devices like the Strasbourg clock could have accelerated the development of precision engineering much earlier, possibly revolutionizing timekeeping and mechanical engineering long before the Industrial Revolution. 2. Leonardo da Vinci's designs. Leonardo da Vinci, one of the most brilliant minds in history, designed a range of inventions that were ahead of his time. Some of his inventions, such as helicopters, tanks, and automated machines, were never realized during his lifetime. His meticulous designs and sketches were often ignored or overlooked due to the lack of technology in the 15th century to bring them to life. Many of da Vinci's ideas were only brought to light centuries later, and even then, they were not fully understood. If da Vinci's groundbreaking designs had been constructed in his era, it's likely that the course of aeronautical, military, and engineering history would have changed dramatically, possibly even sparking an industrial revolution centuries ahead of schedule. 1. Nikola Tesla's wireless energy transmission. One of the greatest lost inventions of all time is the work of Nikola Tesla on wireless energy transmission. Tesla's dream was to develop a system that could send electricity wirelessly over long distances, making energy more accessible and cheaper for everyone. He built the Wardenclyffe Tower in the early 1900s as a prototype to transmit power wirelessly, but after a series of setbacks and a lack of funding, the project was abandoned. Had Tesla's vision come to fruition, it could have fundamentally transformed the world. We may have been living in a society where energy was free and easily accessible, fundamentally altering the global economy, environment, and technological advancements. While modern wireless technologies like Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are built upon Tesla's ideas, his dream of wireless energy remains one of the greatest lost innovations of all time. The history of inventions is filled with brilliant ideas that were either lost to time, destroyed by war, or simply forgotten. Many of these innovations had the potential to change the course of history, and it's fascinating to imagine how different the world might have been if these inventions had been fully realized or preserved. From ancient mechanical devices to groundbreaking energy technologies, these lost inventions show that human ingenuity is timeless. And sometimes, the most profound ideas are simply ahead of their time.